Young and the Restless next week spoilers. Chole meddles in Sally's love life. Next week, on Young and the Restless, Chloe Mitchell is back on screen and she has a lot to say to her bestie, Sally Spectra. Currently, Sally is seeing Billy Abbott, who Chloe has a romantic past with. In addition, Billy is working closely with Phyllis Summers, who he also has a steamy past with. So, Chloe likely wants to make sure Sally Spectra knows everything there is to know about Bill Boy before she gets any closer to him. Also, there's chatter going around that he may cross the line with Phyllis soon on Young and the Restless. If so, that'll likely be the end of Silly. Furthermore, it looks like Sally's ex, Adam Newman, is unhappy and might want her back. So perhaps Chloe's warning will steer her away from Billy, and straight back to Adam. Indeed, Chloe can't stand Adam. So, her plan to help Sally could very well blow up in her face. Y&R next week spoilers. Nate meets the real Damien. While Chloe Mitchell, Elizabeth Hendrickson, warns Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, someone gets a shock and a whole lot of drama on Young and the Restless. Next week, Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, finally comes face to face with Damian King, Jermaine Rivers. Indeed, Damian doesn't have much choice, seeing as Holden's, Nathan Owens, cover was blown. He also reunites with his mother, Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford. Amy tells him she's dying and that Nate is his half-brother. Then, Damian flies off the handle, accusing Nate of lying and going after his sick mother to take advantage of her. Amy promises that she is the one who sought Nate out to track him down and tell him her secret. Also, Nate tells Damian that he was just as suspicious at first on Young and the Restless. Then he makes the mistake of calling him bro. Damian shuts that down quick and tells Nate not to call him that. Indeed, he does not take the news of having a brother very well next week. Young and the Restless next week spoilers. Summer and Kyle put on the spot. Also on Y&R, Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, arrives at the Abbott mansion for family night. She and her ex-husband, Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, still make that a priority for their son, Harrison Locke, Redding Munsell. Of course, he's ecstatic and says it will be just like Halloween and maybe they will even hug again. No doubt, it seems like he might want his parents to get back together. Indeed, they're caught off guard on Young and the Restless. Elsewhere, Kyle's girlfriend, Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, needs help. She turns to her mom, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, for advice. She offers to help and Claire asks her to tell her how to win a fight with Victor Newman, Eric Braden. Victoria's face falls because she knows that's nearly impossible. Y&R is can't miss. Tune in daily to see if Chloe Mitchell ends up pushing Sally back in Adam's direction on the CBS soap opera. Next week on The Young and the Restless, Genoa City is about to buzz with tension, laughter, and a few well-meaning disasters, thanks to none other than Chloe Mitchell. Always quick to play matchmaker, life coach, and best friend rolled into one, Chloe's latest project is Sally Spectra's messy, complicated love life. But what begins as a friendly nudge soon spirals into a web of emotional confusion that could blow up in everyone's face. Chloe's worries mount. For weeks, Chloe has watched her best friend drift through emotional chaos. Sally's career is starting to stabilize again, and her designs are drawing attention at Newman Media. But personally, she's all over the map. Between the lingering chemistry with Adam Newman and the quiet comfort of her growing bond with Nick, Sally has been walking a fine line between two worlds. Chloe knows Sally's heart has always belonged to Adam, no matter how much she tries to deny it. But Chloe also believes Adam is a walking heartbreak waiting to happen. So when she sees Sally starting to waver again, catching those long glances at Adam in crimson lights, the nervous smiles when their paths cross, she decides to take action before Sally self-destructs. "Don't you dare fall back into that tornado," Chloe warns one afternoon over coffee. Sally tries to laugh it off, insisting she's completely over him. But the way her eyes cloud with emotion gives her away. Chloe spots it immediately. And that's when the plan starts forming. A little, friendly, interference. At first, Chloe's meddling seems harmless. She sets Sally up on a casual lunch date with a handsome photographer who's been freelancing for Marchetti. She even drops hints to Nick that Sally could use some cheering up, hoping maybe the kind-hearted Newman will step in and keep her distracted. But this is Genoa City, where good intentions rarely stay clean for long. When Chloe accidentally runs into Adam at society, she can't resist letting something slip. You know, Sally's doing really well lately. She's finally moving on. You should be happy for her, she says, a little too smugly. Adam raises an eyebrow, sensing the challenge. Moving on, huh? With who? Just someone who deserves her, Chole fires back, realizing too late that she's just poured gasoline on a fire she was trying to smother. And that familiar flicker of jealousy ignites in his eyes. Later that night, he shows up at Sally's door under the pretense of returning a folder she left at the office. The awkward tension between them quickly turns into a charged moment neither expected. By the next morning, Chole is kicking herself. Nick gets caught in the crossfire. Meanwhile, Nick finds himself confused and frustrated. He thought things were good between him and Sally. They were taking things slow, focusing on trust and healing after the tragedy of losing Ava. But when Sally starts dodging his calls and acting distant, he suspects something's up. It doesn't take long before he crosses paths with Chole at the coffee house. "What's going on with Sally?" he asks, his tone a mix of concern and irritation. "I feel like she's pulling away again." Chole, panicked, fumbles for words. "She's just working through some stuff. Don't pressure her." But Nick isn't buying it. He's been through enough romantic chaos to know when someone's meddling behind the scenes, and his gut tells him Chloe's fingerprints are all over this. Later that evening, he confronts Sally directly. "Are you still hung up on Adam?" he asks softly. Sally's silence answers for her. Sally's emotional spiral. Sally's world spins faster than she can keep up. She never asked Chole to interfere, but now her heart's been ripped open again. Adam's sudden reappearance has stirred up everything she's tried so hard to bury. In one of the week's most emotional scenes, Sally sits alone in her apartment, sketching designs that somehow all blur into images of Adam. Chole stops by to check in, but instead of gratitude, she's met with anger. "You don't get to control my life, Chole." Sally snaps, tears in her eyes. "You think you're helping, but you're just making everything worse." Chole, taken aback, tries to explain. "I just wanted to protect you, Sal. I've seen what Adam does to people. He'll break you again." Sally softens for a moment, the fight draining from her voice. "Maybe he will. But that's my choice to make." It's a moment of raw honesty between the two women. A painful reminder that even the best friendships can bend under the weight of love, loyalty, and regret. Adam's confession. By midweek, Adam finally admits what everyone already knows. He's still in love with Sally. During a late-night conversation with Chelsea, he confesses, "I tried to let her go, but I can't. She's in my head, in my chest, everywhere." Chelsea, surprisingly sympathetic, tells him to tread carefully. "If you want her back, don't play games. Be honest for once in your life." Taking her advice, Adam finds Sally at the park the next morning. His voice trembles slightly as he says, "I'm not here to make things harder. I just need you to know that I never stopped caring about you." Sally looks torn, her emotions written across her face. She whispers, "I don't know if I can survive loving you again." Watching from a distance, Chole sees the two locked in a quiet, emotional exchange, and realizes her interference might have only pushed them closer together. A friendship on the brink. The week ends with a heartbreaking confrontation between Chole and Sally. "You're supposed to be my best friend," Sally says, her tone weary but calm. "You don't get to decide who I love or how I heal." Chole nods, swallowing her guilt. "You're right. I went too far. I can't stand watching you get hurt." For a moment, it seems like their friendship might fracture beyond repair. But as the two women embrace, there's a sense that forgiveness might still be possible, if they can both learn to let go of control. Still, the damage is done. Adam's feelings are reignited, Nick is confused and hurt, and Sally stands at yet another emotional crossroads. What comes next? Next week promises even more fallout. Nick's jealousy could boil over, Adam might double down on his pursuit, and Chloe's guilt will linger like a storm cloud over her friendship with Sally. Rumors swirl that Sally will make a shocking choice, one that could change her relationships with both men forever. And with Chloe's meddling exposed, Genoa City will once again be reminded that in love, there are no shortcuts, no simple fixes. Only messy, human hearts trying to do what they think is right. But if history has taught Young and the Restless fans anything, it's that when Chole Mitchell meddles, chaos isn't far behind.